Thanks everybody for joining us today. You're joining the vendor session to learn more about Forager. I hope you've been enjoying the conference so far. Since we do have a limited time, I do want to get into the presentation, and we do have a brief slide deck that we'll run through to give you an overview of Forager, and then we will have time for a Q&A session at the end, so I will ask you to hold your questions till the end, and we can have more of a conversation and dialogue. So we'll jump right into the deck. My name is Annie. I am the sales manager here at Forager, and I actually work with a lot of our retail partners. So I'm here to kind of give you a perspective of what the local scene is looking like in grocery stores right now. I'm joined by a couple of my colleagues, Joe Blunds, who's our CEO, and Julia Nelson, who is our operations and customer success manager.
Hello, everybody. We're happy to be here. Happy to have you join us this morning.
Yes, completely agree.
So as we run through this deck, I just wanted to put a couple of questions out there to start thinking about, and we're really going to be talking about how to grow your wholesale business and what wholesale is looking like this year. So a couple of questions to think about is what is your plan to expand your wholesale business, specifically going into 2021? And if you do have existing wholesale relationships, what's working and what's not working? We find that wholesale is really the most profitable and reliable channel for local vendors. And at this point, we've seen the breakdowns in supply chain, and grocery stores, wholesale, specifically grocery retailers, has been the most stable. So we're really specifically going to be talking about that. We do a little bit of work with restaurants and more on the food service institutional buyers, but let's really think about retailers for the purpose of this presentation. And we're seeing that, over the past several years, the consumer demand for local has grown exponentially, and grocers are seeing that, especially over the past year. But the biggest question that grocers have, they know that they should be carrying local, at least a lot do, but it's how are they going to do that? How are they going to connect with the local suppliers? And Forager is really here to answer the question of how they can do that. So who is Forager? We are a mission-based startup. We're a technology company launched in the Portland, Maine area. We are a digital platform, but we're also more than that. We are a passionate team of local food leaders from various experiences. We're a startup, and we have a team that has worked in the food industry, nationally on the sales side, in distribution, as produce managers and buyers themselves. So we really have a nice variety of experience, but at our core, we really are passionate about building the local food system. Forager is 100% committed to local, and that's what our platform powers our suppliers and our buyers to take a hold of and really capitalize on that opportunity. And more than just being a digital platform, we're really a partner. We work really closely with all of our customers on the supplier and grower side and on the buyer side. And we really get to know them and build relationships and understand what their goals are, what their challenges are, and use the power of our platform and our team to help solve some of those challenges. And our mission, just to sum it up, is our mission is to make local food more widely available for everyone. And we do that by removing the cost and friction in the procurement process, so that retailers will source more locally, and so that suppliers have an alternative channel to get to those retailers. And at our core, again, we're a technology company, and Forager is powered by a B2B platform that simplifies the local procurement process. So previously, and really a lot of local food buying is done in a very manual process, as I'm sure you all know, between phone calls, emails, text messages. And we thought, why can't we digitize that? By digitizing that local procurement process, we can not only make it easier for retailers to connect with local suppliers, but we're giving suppliers a reliable supply chain where they're not chasing down buyers to say, hey, you're out of stock, you need to reorder this. There's a central hub for all of these activities to take place. And our platform is a full cycle of the procurement process, from discovery of new suppliers to ordering. And then on the supplying, on the buyer side, they're receiving it, invoices are getting generated, they're making payments, and they're able to see data and analytics around their local program. So the platform really encompasses all of the necessary activities within the local procurement process, including communication. You know, Forager doesn't get in the way of direct relationships. We enhance it. We give it a place to live and for the communication to happen. It's really a reliable source for buyers to be able to constantly connect and understand what's going on with their local suppliers. Just a little overview of how Forager is doing, kind of our size and what we look like. Right now, we're working with about 400 suppliers, and that's across categories. We work with a lot of produce departments. That actually makes up about half of our supplier base and our grower base. But we also work with other departments, including grocery and CPG products, meat, seafood, dairy, eggs. We really work across categories when you think of a grocery store and what they offer. And out of our 400 suppliers, the platform manages over 150,000 products between all of our suppliers. We're currently working with 41 buyers in 12 states. Most of our business is in the Northeast, in New England, in the greater metro New York area. We do have some business outside that area as well, but that's where our core is right now. And we really have been a market leader in building that direct relationship with our platform, but also our partnership approach with our retailers. Here's an overview of some of the retailers that we do work with in the New England area. Roach Brothers has been an incredible partner that we launched with this summer. And here's a quote from them. And you know, we work with a variety of retailer sizes, from your independent co-ops and single store retailers to some of your more regional chains like Roach Brothers themselves. We do have a few quotes just from some of the supplier partners that we work with. And Julia is actually going to share a video link in the Zoom chat. So I would say go ahead and check out the chat and maybe just copy and paste that link into a new tab that you can watch after the conference. Just gives you a nice perspective of some of the supplier partners and farmers that we work with in the New England area. And we want to chat with you. You know, we don't have a lot of time right now, but we want to get to know you. We want to get to know your business and some of your goals for growth, and answer some of those questions that we mentioned at the beginning of this call. So also in that chat section, Julia is going to include a link to our website, and we have a simple contact us form. So if you'd like to go ahead and enter your contact information, we can connect at a later date. And we do have a referral incentive that we wanted to mention today. You know, we want to grow with you. And if you do have some wholesale business and you're able to introduce us to one of your buyers at your wholesale retailers and secure a meeting with us, you know, as a partnership opportunity, we'd be happy to provide you with a $50 gift card to a seed company of your choice. If you don't grow, you know, something from a seed, you know, we can change that as well. But we want to work together. We want to get to know you and learn more about your business and what your goals are and your challenges. We're constantly learning. Our platform was built by buyers for buyers with a lot of supplier influence as well. So we want to have you know, more of an in-depth conversation with you. And with that, you know, we'll enter the Q&A session. I know that was a brief deck with the limited time that we have, but here I'll just open it up for questions.
Ellen, fine. Do you have a question?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
I was just wondering, we've created a group that works with folks who are dealing with food insecurity. So I'm just wondering if, you know, we always love to get donations, but we can sometimes pay for some food sometimes. And I was just kind of wondering if you interface with folks who deal with food insecurity. Organizations, I should say.
Annie, do you want that one, or would you like me to field it?
You can field it.
Okay. Yeah, Ellen, we do. We began a process with a ReFed grant, which is a national food recovery and waste reduction nonprofit, this spring in the wake of COVID's initial effects to begin a food security program of our own. It's still in its early stages because we are a commercial company at the end of the day, but our belief is that the best solutions long-term to food insecurity and food waste, especially at the local level, is by merging some of the same players and some of the same technologies that are used for commercial, for regular wholesale channel sales with these other technologies. And so we have built a program to do that. And we are looking to grow that in 2021. So perhaps you'd consider sharing your email in the chat, sending it to Annie.
Totally. I was just, during the break between the last session, I was just talking to one of my fellow folks who we work on this with, and we have some relationships with local farmers, which of course we would never throw away. But, and we're not in a completely impoverished community. So we have a sliding fee scale because we have folks living in public housing, folks who are completely insecure, and folks who are just sort of insecure and a little concerned. So we have our program be a sliding fee scale so that, we can help sustain ourselves. And so we can feel, create lessons of equitability so that we can all work together as a community to help get each other fed. So I'm very excited. I'll put in my email and thank you for what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
Thank you all so much for joining us again. The contact us link is in the Zoom chat, and we'd love to connect further after the event. So feel free to add your information into that link.
Thank you all very much. It's great to meet everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for coming.
Thanks. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you, NOFA. Thank you.
Thanks, NOFA.
Thank you. Take care.